Gotta click the button first. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we are live once again trying to make a thing of these morning shows where we can update you on the latest news, as well as fact-check a little bit of the news, because there's a report that was out there a lot of people are calling that now has been corrected. So we have a lot to talk about today, including a sighting that came in last night from an old sighting of Brian, to be clear, but still sort of changes things. And did the Laundries finally get caught lying? We got a lot to break down. I know I'm going to be breaking down Steph because she was unable to catch all this, so I'm excited to fill you in, Steph, along with everybody else. Welcome, Steph, the Alter Nerd.
Hey up, everyone. How's it going?
Good. I'm glad to have, because Steph works during and then pops in. She's nonstop. I'm grateful for always you coming in and helping me and being here. We love having you, Steph, and regular voice Steph on this show is even crazier. But welcome.
I know, right?
We got some stuff to break down. It's not going to be as long of a show as usual, just because I want to make sure I also am here to promote and tell you guys I am going to be prepping and we'll be live again today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific, as we are going to be doing the free Britney hearing. Now, this will be a long stream. We may not have information through a lot of it, so there will be a lot of just breakdowns of the case, taking calls, talking about Britney, celebrating Britney, updating people on everything that you may have missed. This is a really, really crucial day for her, and this case is bananas. What they've done to her is not right. It's a human rights issue. She's been trafficked by her own family, guys, and it's imperative that we are all there to be loud and show her support. So excited to be live from downtown Los Angeles with Christopher Melcher and a lot more as we report on that later today at 3. And I hope all you guys will be able to join us. Stay tuned and have that on the background as we give you the breaking news as soon as it's coming out of the courthouse. There won't be an audio feed, it seems, so they won't let us in there, which is so messed up, Steph, but we will be there anyway, trying our damnedest to get as much information as you can and celebrating Miss Spears. So stay tuned for that as we go. All right, now regarding updates on the quest for Brian Laundrie, still, just let's be clear, there's no real oh my God, it's amazing. What we're looking at today is we're still back at DeSoto Park, and there was breaking news late last night, in case you guys missed it, and I want to go through it with you all. Breaking news about basically, there was a couple who camped right next to the Laundries when they were there camping. And this image is in my thumbnail, etc. I hate to just always do the zoomed in, is it Brian? But this one seems a little bit reputable, Steph. Basically, they were taking selfies, and they were at the campsite. We know which campsite the Laundries are at, and that's the campsite that they were at, apparently. And as they were taking selfies, they suspect that they caught Brian right there in the back camping. Now, again, this doesn't really tell us a lot of new things. I hate, sorry to get your hopes up, but it's interesting because it does, one, it confirms again, yeah, he was there. And it's also just a weird mindset now that we know that, yeah, the family really was sitting there camping. And we're going to watch the clip where these campsite neighbors sort of share more stories. But it's just, again, it's such a weird thing where this was on the 8th, I believe. Well, I'll verify the dates in a second as we go through the report. But Steph, this is so weird that they really were at this sort of campsite hanging out while Gabby was missing. This throws me for a loop. I don't understand what rational person can just go do that and be like, yeah, let's pick up and go drive and hang out. And it's not even like they went in the middle of nowhere. This DeSoto Park is, very touristy and has little, as you can see, little areas where, as you can see back there, more people are back there as well. It's not like they were, went to get solace somewhere. You know what I mean? They went camping in a pretty location, as if nothing happened, or as if they were trying to keep track, yeah, we're living life as usual. I don't know, Steph, what is your take on chat? I'm curious. This seems so weird that it's confirmed that he's there. What are your thoughts on this?
So we know, even before this was released, this is the first time I'm seeing this, guys. We know that from the timeline, they went on a camping trip. Mm-hmm. Now we know where. But we know that. So getting more evidence of that's not shocking because we already know that. However, again, it kind of points to my theory that everything that the Laundries did from when Brian got home on the 1st of September is designed to create alibis, and it's designed to try and muddy the timeline so that it can in their mind, if well, when it goes to trial, let's put it that way, create a reasonable doubt within the jury not to convict him because they are unsure about where he was it what, blah blah blah, all that malarkey. I think this is a very, very calculated move on the Laundries' part to actually go to a camping site that is well populated. They want it to be seen. Like, think about it. There are neighbours turning around in their area where they live and said, "Oh, we saw him go on bike rides. We saw him walking around. I saw Brian do the lawn outside." That they want it to be visible for a reason, guys. As far as I'm concerned, so that's kind of where my mind is with looking at this picture for the first time. That's my reaction to it.
All right, I'm trying to get a reporter who's going to go to Fort DeSoto. So, Steph, if you can give me one more second as I play this voicemail message, because I want to see if I can I'm trying to get someone to go there. I live near there, but I can't switch. I may try and go back tomorrow or the next day. Today is just too hectic of a day, but it would be nice to report from there and sort of walk around that area to see what it's like and what's going on as we tell you more. But Steph, just go through this tweet for me. This is, or I guess, yeah, you can. Here, I have this one. Actually, why don't we play the clip? Perfect. That way we don't have to stall on anything.
Okay.
Let's play this clip while I listen to this voicemail because I've already heard it, and I want to, because if I can get someone there, I want to, because we're hearing there's police presence stuff, but then we're also getting conflicting reports that no, it's just a news chopper from Brian Enton, who I trust, but Josh over at the news reporters are conflicting, and that's what's nice about what we can do here is we can look at both channels and deduce what's actually the truth, or actually send someone down there to verify for us. So that's what I'm trying to do as we're live. So bear with me. But let's watch last night's report from these neighbors, because I hate just doing. Is this a sighting of? This isn't just a random bald guy in a random city. No, this is a confirmed spot he was in that has been confirmed that he was at. That it's like, yeah, does it really matter that they caught the photo? No, but it sets the mindset, right? As Steph's saying, and is this an alibi? I think there's a lot of stuff to explain here. So let's watch this clip.
Apparently, they were at the campground when we were there, and they were right next to us.
Are you kidding?
Fort Myers family found out they were camping right next to the Laundrie family days after Gabby Petito disappeared. Tonight, you're hearing their reaction and seeing photos of their vacation only on NBC2. The family was staying at this campsite on the right, while the Laundries camped just yards away. Thanks for counting on NBC2. I'm Brenna Wyke.
And I'm Peter Bush. This all happened at the Fort DeSoto Park in Pinellas County. County records show the Laundrie family booked a campsite there on September 6th. Mary Newsom and her family arrived the exact same day. Only NBC2's Megan Myers is talking to the family about what they saw.
This is the camper the Fort Myers couple was staying in at Fort DeSoto Park. According to county documents, they were staying right next to the Laundrie family.
We had a call a little while ago from the news.
It started with a phone call from us.
We checked in on Monday, Labor Day.
And then came the phone call to her camping buddies.
Apparently, they were at the campground when we were there, and they were right next to us.
Are you kidding?
Marcy Newsom and her husband, Kenny, started putting the pieces together.
This is next to us, and I see a red truck.
One photo at a time.
And that red truck was right there. We have a picture of it.
The couple and their friends are now looking back at their captured memories, wondering if this man.
You took a selfie of the four of us, and in the background there's a guy walking across the field.
Could have been Brian Laundrie.
They kept to themselves. They were there, and then they weren't.
Brian Laundrie's attorney says Brian, his mom, and his dad all arrived at the park on September 6th and left on September 7th. But a public records request from Pinellas County shows Roberta Laundrie, Brian's mom, checked out on the 8th. All of this was happening while Gabby Petito's family was worried sick, trying to get a hold of the Laundries. And Gabby's parents say they never heard back.
Very strange. If somebody I knew was missing, I wouldn't be going camping.
Megan Myers, NBC2.
So that's the main story there. Then they go and report on those beautiful tattoos. But again, I want to preface this part here, and we have some tweets to confirm all these dates. But This is insane to me, guys. Like, so Gabby's missing at that point because she hasn't come back. Remember, on the 1st, as we have the timeline. I think you sent me the timeline. We have all that. She's incorrect. She hasn't come back. And now, so this is the 8th. This is the 8th. It's 6th, 7th, 8th. Or it's like, where is she? Where is she? And the Laundries and Brian are both like radio silent as to not responding to them. And so, this is now proven that they're there at this campsite. I mean, this is sickening. I'm sorry. Like, why did, if you didn't do anything wrong, why, you know what I mean? Like, why were you having so much problems responding to the Petito family, right? It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, and
so,
what?
Oh, sorry. Well, and just so we're clear, the family attorney, here it is. The family attorney says, the family attorney says the family camped from 9/6 to 9/7, which contradicts the record showing an end date of September 8th. He says they all left the park. So now look, I guess to be fair, I always want to step back. You probably could book the campsite for more days. So what's hard for me to understand is, just because they booked it in advance, because sometimes you do have to book those campsites in advance to stake your claim. They may have booked it for 3 days and dipped out, to be fair. I can't tell if this confirmation that we're seeing here is, that they booked it in advance, or if this is literally where they checked out. Because if this is sort of a confirmation that they checked out on the 8th and not just a confirmation of, they booked site 1 for these dates, then that's a huge, they are now caught lying. And as I've implied in my title, which is a huge, big thing to sort of say, well, wait a second, now your dates are wrong. What especially if there's video footage? The other part, and Steph, and I'll go right to you, but they're now directing questions to the FBI. I have the tweet here. Sorry, I have a lot of things here. Just got off the phone with the representative of the office of the park and inquired about records of guests. Woman says any and all questions related to records must now go through FBI Denver. So now I'm sure everybody was in there trying to get some information. And so now it's interesting. The FBI have taken over and said, whoa, give us everything. It all comes to us now. Don't keep keeping it to news or other assets. Again, proving Dog got in there first. He might have a copy. Who knows? But there you go. So they potentially caught lying. The FBI now knows this. More ammo for them as they go against this and prepare their case. But back to you. What were you going to say, Steph?
Oh, well, the parents, at the very least, obstruction of justice for them to be had on, as far as I'm concerned. But that's the bit that's now kind of, I'm really zoning in for. On the document, it says the end date of September the 8th. But the lawyer's saying no, they all left on the 7th. Again, to me, it proves my theory even more that the Laundrie family, from when Brian came back, their whole kind of focus was, okay, create false alibis and let's confuse the timeline. Because if the prosecution cannot literally hammer down where you are, Brian, at certain times in the timeline, then their foundation for their case is shaky, which then can lead to causing reasonable doubt in the jury to know where the hell you were in the first place. This confusion is all by design, as far as I'm concerned, by the Laundrie family, which is why, for me, my focus in all of this is to try and create a definitive timeline document that we can all hopefully refer to and have less confusion of the situation. But let's see.
What's also interesting is I meant to bring this in too. I don't want to forget it, because Brian's lawyer, Stephen Bertolino, also pushed back against Dog. That Dog doesn't know what he's talking about, he said in a statement explaining that the family went to other places on 2 different dates, which the FBI is allegedly aware of. So Brian obviously returned home after camping, and what that Dog is spewing is nothing but baloney. So the dog's I got to correct myself. Now the Laundries are getting scared of dog. Not only the Laundries, but the lawyers now having to play defense against Dog the Bounty Hunter in press quotes. Usually you just sort of avoid it if you really think it's baloney. But if you're putting it out there, it's showing weakness that they're like, oh yeah, let's try and discredit Dog, as if we're gonna believe the Laundries and their lawyers, Steph, as to the truth coming from them. I found this quote funny again. That Dog doesn't know what he's talking about. Brian obviously returned home after camping, and what that dog is spewing is nothing but baloney. I'm sorry, Laundries, how do you have any basis to stand on? We're like, oh, we thought he was at home. We told you he's here. Now we don't know. Our son went missing during this investigation. What a weird thing. We knew Gabby was missing, and then Brian just picked up and left. We never asked why Gabby was missing. I don't know where he is. Can you help us find him? Oh my God, I hate these people. It's so maddening. And now I'm rooting for Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Go Team Dog. The thing is, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, the Laundries only speak out, right, when it comes to defending, but defending themselves, or I'm scared of the dog, we need to call the FBI, or oh my goodness, our son is missing, let's call the authorities, this, that, and the other. They only speak out when it's something for them, but they're not speaking out when it's something for the Petito family to help locate Brian. Never mind about, Dog's claims are baloney, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, if Dog's claims are bloody baloney, then okay, point the authorities in the right freaking direction then. Don't stay silent and be like, we're going to be in the background. No, screw that. If you're going to criticize Dog the Bounty Hunter and be like, he don't know shiz, well, if you don't know shiz, then prove it. Point the authorities in the right direction. Help the authorities actually catch Brian. If not, then do you know what? Follow your own advice and shut the F up.
Toss off. Is that right? Did I do it? Toss
Sorry,
off.
What?
Toss off? Isn't that
toss
English?
off?
Oh,
no, bug off or piss off.
Piss off.
Bug off or piss off.
All right, bug off, piss off. There you go. Sorry, I was trying to be.
Hey, Andy's getting a little bit English on us. Woo!
So happy to also welcome Riley back. What's up, Riley?
Hey. Thanks for letting me jump on.
Yeah, well, I just felt bad. Yesterday, I was just rushing out of here because I was trying to catch the new Bond movie, which I'm sorry for the distraction. Oh my God, guys, I loved No Time to Die. You can catch my review over my movie channel, Movie World, where I still talk movies over there. But yeah, I was really
still very emotional after the press conference when I had jumped on yesterday, so I was still very kind of like touched by them.
Yeah, it was a very touchy. So I wanted to make sure you get to come back and you get to say always welcome in here, but I wanted to bring you back to thank you again for helping us yesterday and just give you a little bit more time to speak since we had to. I was very quick yesterday, very rushed.
No, yeah. So about yesterday, I have a hard time critiquing any creator on any platform whatsoever. That was strictly for Gabby's friends, her family. Gabby's friends and I spoke yesterday. They watched it. They are so thankful and so happy. Just not only, not to like bash somebody, but just to clear the air that, this crosses a line. Certain things
Correct.
Cross a line when it comes to, they understand, YouTube, TikTok, everyone covers this story. They understand that, but there's lines that cannot be crossed. So
right, and it's frustrating because there's look, everyone can, but it is sad to see so many people like, look, I can't stop you from watching the guy. Do whatever you want. I don't even want to keep plugging the guy. But just so you guys know what we're talking about, you can go watch that video. I posted it yesterday. You can see what we're talking about because I don't want to keep mentioning his name and giving him press. You can watch whatever you want, but there's a line. And I get frustrated when people are like, so what? Who cares if he's accusing Rose? So what if he's doing that? It's like, guys, no, it's important. And again, the goal is to like correct him and have people educate. Like this guy, I don't think he can be educated at this point. It seems like he's doing everything he can do to ignore and just keep doing a genuine grifter. He is the definition of a grifter.
It wasn't just about the Rose stuff. It was about rumors about Gabby, who has passed away
Right.
and can't defend herself any longer. That
Yeah, I
was
see
very
him.
hurtful to them.
I see him out there trying to come out now. He's in defense mode,
Yeah.
attacking some of these people, or ask legitimately, like, dude, why? Well, I didn't say it was the video, dude. You didn't say
My
it.
follower
Yeah.
tagged me, and I guess a screenshot they took
Of him trying to like play defense, like, I never said it was the video. Nice try, buddy. Good try. But let's not keep giving him attention. Let's focus on the positive. But that you guys can learn more about it over there if you want to know what we're talking about.
Right.
That channel that we won't speak of anymore on this platform. But I'm grateful for you coming forward, and that's really nice to hear that we could help in a little way to the family and friends to know that we can try to put more positivity out there. Please keep us posted if anything, if there's anything we or anybody out there is reporting that we shouldn't, and you're hearing word from the family or friends, I'd love to know so we can scale back or correct or whatever,
Yeah, I'm trying to respect them as much as possible, and not really contact them unless it's absolutely necessary. But they are very thankful. They were very upset with those things, so
as they should be, and I'm happy to we can at least just know that, guy. That's why we did it. This was Andy. Why are you being negative? Because this affects people.
It was for Gabby.
You got to stand up. You got to stand up against the people who are just making money and have no qualms or morals. What do you think about this though?
Sorry,
Steph. Of course.
Sorry. For me though, it wasn't just for Gabby. It was for her friends and her family that are also going through this as well, where that kind of irresponsible reporting is affecting and hurting deeply. And for you to turn around and say that some of Gabby's friends had watched our, reporting on this yesterday, it is an honor and a privilege for them to like direct their eyeballs to us and for us to try and help in any kind of way for them. So thank you very much for letting us know, Riley. And hi, by the way. I didn't say hi when you came in. Hi.
I was just trying to pivot us and not talk about him because I don't want to give him any more energy.
Yeah,
but what do you think of this? Do you think? I mean, I hate when we do these. Like, I don't want to seem like that channel. Like it is, but in this one, it does seem like this is probably him. What do you think? Whether it's him or not, what do you think, Riley, of them doing this camping trip in this area like they did?
Okay, first off, for them to go camping whatsoever when he came home without his fiance and somebody that he loved and that they let live in their home, that right there is horrible. I believe 100%, that is where they went camping. For sure the 6th, the 7th, like you said, the reservation time could be different. We're not sure, but for sure the 6th, the 6th and the 7th. But I did see some reportings that he was actually spotted after the camp trip. So part of me is, we don't know for sure, but part of me is wondering, I'm leaning towards he actually did not stay behind there, that he actually left. But for sure they were there. What were they doing there? Why were they there? That is a mystery. I would love to know.
And also, I can't tell if this is helpful or not. I mean, I've stopped doubting Dog the Bounty Hunter, but she just tweeted, this is Lisa, his daughter, update, he is on the hunt. Now, again, it could be total clickbait where he's just being more broad and vague because, he's been on the hunt for weeks, guys. But there's a lot of sort of assumptions that dogs talk to Brian or whatever. That's all. No one's confirmed that. I even think Dog. There's just a lot of rumors going as they do. But we have no evidence of that. But, yeah, Dog is out there still on the job. And it turns out Dog had some tips. Do you agree, Riley? Like, clearly, wherever the tip comes from, if Dog was able to get more attention and get people submitting it to sort of even get this information out there, who knows where it's going to help, right? Do you agree on this? Or you?
So originally, the tips came through the FBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the FBI doesn't release those things. So for him, he gets his own tip line. And it's different because Dog the Bounty Hunter can talk about these things, and the FBI cannot. I'm kind of leaning toward maybe the FBI already knew about this. Maybe they had already confiscated the video surveillance that now the press is trying to get a hold of, and they're saying, oh no, go through the FBI. So I'm wondering if they already knew about this. So, but yeah, he's getting his own tips, and I think, kudos to him for, tracking this down and, doing his best, I believe.
Agreed, and that's an interesting. You're not even theory. I bet you that's true. The FBI probably had this information before, knew where they camped, especially if the lawyer did tell them, which I don't believe he's lying about that, saying we told them we camped in these sites. You would hope and think, right? The authorities, the feds, would have gone to those sites to grab any tapes or evidence beforehand.
Well, the neighbors had told the FBI before the neighbors told the press about the camping trip. So they had already alerted the FBI. So I'm sure they were like, okay, we need to find out where they went.
Right,
So.
and you bring up a good point that actually it's obvious, but not everybody might not realize. You put it in good words. Like what and this is no disrespect or discredit to Dog the Bounty Hunter, but it's true. Everybody's sending tips into the FBI, but they can't. That's not public knowledge. They're not going to ever announce it. Dog's his own big entity that can get a lot of potentially similar tips that maybe think the FBI didn't check into that campsite. So what's probably happening is Dog is getting a lot of older tips. That he's able to actually follow through on, that we, the public, are now getting sort of the breadcrumbs of hopefully where they've been. I like to think positively that way because Gabby's family's there at the press conference. Excuse me, saying water went down. They're there at the press conference saying they're happy with the FBI. Obviously, they want to say and be nice to them on camera to make sure they keep, wanting to do this properly. You don't want to piss off the FBI in mid-search. But it does feel like, I think we're giving the police, I don't know. The police in Northport? I don't know. But the FBI do seem to be on top of it. Do you both agree?
Steph, what do you think? I don't want to talk the whole time. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, Steph,
first.
what do you have to
Oh my goodness, Riley, you spout off better than me, love. Believe me. So what do I think? They're not on top of it. No. I really, really don't. I really, really don't. And I think one of the things that puts Dog the Bounty Hunter in a better position is that he is in a situation whereby he's probably going to get more tips.
Yes.
Than the FBI because of who Dog the Bounty Hunter is, right? And the notoriety and the fame that comes along with that.
I bet you they get equal amounts.
I think he would attract more tips than the FBI in that regard. So that would just naturally put him potentially one step ahead from the FBI. I mean, think about it. Dog the Bounty Hunter has been catching criminals for decades and decades and decades and has been absolutely successful with that. Why is that? He's got contacts that the FBI don't have. He's got links. He's got knowledge that the FBI don't have that I think just puts him completely over the edge. And all that focus in the reserve of trying to search for Brian, yet it's only the last day or whatnot that we find out that he was at this particular camping site. The FBI were on top of it all. Why such the focus at that reserve? Why didn't they have other focuses elsewhere, like this camping site and the surrounding areas? To me, in the outside world, it just feels like Dogs led them to that place. But yeah, that's my stream of consciousness. Enjoy, guys.
Well, and I
what do you think, Riley?
Well, but just real quick, Riley, and I'm going to come to you because there is a couple of reports I want to make sure people are aware of. They're saying that there's chopper activity over. I don't want to call out the guy who's saying it incorrectly, but Brian's saying no chopper in the air. There's no chopper activity. It's a press copper that's been in there, but I see FTLA has been saying, oh yeah, there's police activity. This press chopper went over and saw no police activity on any of the islands. But these are interesting photos to sort of show you what this area is like. Yeah, there's these like little islands that he could be trying to hide on, but with the thermal technology and everything else, you'd think he'd be able to get found pretty quickly by knowing there's a random dude there. They would go quickly check. So we'll see. And then just one last update, and then back to you, Riley. But not only is he on the hunt, but they're saying he's now has a team on scene, including local LE. What does LE, guys? What does that mean? Anybody know? I'm not the Dog the Bounty Hunter lingo.
I think like local enforcement.
Local enforcement. Good guess. So there he's now he didn't say which scene. She's not saying which scene. Someone asked DeSoto, but that's all happening.
Local law enforcement.
Okay, law enforcement. There you go. So it's so that is cops. So we have reports saying that there aren't cops there. Now this may be somewhere else. He's on scene. He might be at a different scene. I'll keep you posted as we're there so we can all react. But back to you, Riley. Did you have thoughts on this?
So the FBI seems to really be hounding in on that one small area now in the reserve. And, you know, they haven't left the reserve to go over to the campsite or anything. They don't release stuff that they've found. You know, I'm not saying I'm right or know anything, but I'm just curious to know, did they find something? Did they find a wrapper? Did they find a shoe? Did they find like a piece of rope that could have belonged to him? So I'm really curious to know why they're still so focused there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like something has had to have, because they did come out and say that there was like a new, this was after Gabby's memorial, they said that there was new evidence or something, or a new lead or something in that small section of the reserve that they've been at. So it's just odd. But then the campsite, it's kind of like, my followers have said, maybe they went to the campsite to dump evidence there.
Right.
You know, or to prepare. And some people have speculated maybe they used the camp trip as an excuse to go purchase camping material for him to get away with. You know, as an excuse of, well, oh, we only bought this for the camp trip. So there's so many different theories going around.
Yeah, and it is true because they're still at the Carlton Reserve and they're now focusing on the water. Again, it does really feel like, is there a weapon? Is there something that they're trying to find in that area that they got tipped off as to where it probably was? Because you're right. Why? I don't understand why we'd have this many resources and this much time.
Someone just commented in your chat. Maybe they tried to dump something maybe he tried to dump evidence in the reserve.
Agreed. To me, I'm with you 100%. There's something screwy about this.
There's
to know,
something there.
even today, this was a tweet from 20 minutes ago. Even today, we're still searching that Carlton Reserve. You'd think you'd move on by now, but no, they must still be on the quest for something or more pieces or more wrappers or I don't know. But
and
something
I
there.
live in swamps where there's alligators and snakes and all of that. And I can tell you something. If he is alive and if he started out in that reserve, I'll bet you money he wants to go somewhere habitable. Not where there's venomous snakes or alligators or wild hogs, because those are extremely dangerous as well. My theory on that is if he is alive, I don't think he'd stay somewhere populated. I think he would try and head north, away from uninhabitable swamp, extremely dangerous swamp.
Right.
But yeah, it's all very interesting.
But yeah, I'm just trying to verify because what's nice about us is we can report all the news that's coming in from all the places. They don't want to tell you everything else that's happening in, but that's how we can sort of vet what's happening. Because yeah, I mean, sorry to call it out, but like I like Josh Benson, but there's activity, reports of law enforcement on scene, helicopter in the air. Now, to be fair, there was a news chopper in the air. And dog, if he's being correct, there was. So that means Brian's wrong. A lot of these reporters were all just trying to compare our information so we can actually figure out what's legit here. It does seem like there's still activity at Fort DeSoto, though, whether it's small.
Would be kind of cool if you do get someone out there, though.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't think this is going to happen today, but I'll try and do it for tomorrow if we're still on this. She's not going to be able to make it in time. She's coming from work. But if anybody is near the Tampa area and wants to help me do that, by all means, reach me out. Or St. Pete. And wants to be there, patch in, by all means, give me a call and I will, or a DM, and I'll connect with you and we'll try and make it happen. I didn't think we'd still be there after yesterday. I thought it didn't seem like, it felt like it was going to be over. But today there's clearly more activity. I'll try and see even if if there's no more activity tomorrow, we can go and potentially inspect the scene. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Regarding other news today, I do want to try and get to your chats and your calls. We'll get to all that. This dog news is crazy. I love how they're very good at sort of, and this happens sometimes when you put some stuff out there that and then you get a win, you use that and keep moving, and so that's going to get more people to send in tips. It's going to get more people to believe Dog the Bounty Hunter who probably weren't following him. But I'm waiting to see if he can confirm.
Less than three.
Anonymous is sending you hearts. I mean, I know less than 3 equals love. Less than 3 equals love? Is that some sort of crazy statement? But thank you, Anonymous.
You should put it on a T-shirt.
Less than 3.
Less than 3.
It's becoming a new catchphrase here. Less than 3.
Yeah, and there was a woman, a neighbor witness. This was filmed 6 days ago. She claimed to have seen the Laundrie family, including Brian, going for a walk either the Thursday or Friday before that they became aware that Gabby was missing. So Gabby was reported missing the 11th, and the Thursday or Friday before that was the 8th or the 9th. So that kind of puts like a witness, a possible pretty good credible witness that he did leave the campsite. So I'm very interested to find out what happens.
Interesting indeed. All right, so there's some people are telling me there's a new live update. Yeah, they're heading back to the fort. I'm getting reports on Dogs Camp as well. They are on the ground. Yeah, so apparently they are telling me, I'm getting the word through these reports that they are in fact at DeSoto. So I'm sorry I'm not. I'll try and get there next time, or maybe later. Today we're got to cover Britney in pretty good depth, but are they not even live right now? WFLN.
I've also heard the staff from the campground has been told they are not allowed to give interviews.
That makes sense.
From where?
I've been told from my followers that the employees from the campground are not allowed to give interviews.
Now, was that even when Dog announced it, or was that more recent?
There's a lot. Last night, a bunch of my followers went live, and we were all discussing it and talking about it. And apparently, they're not. And I said, "Well, that kind of seems, kind of like a given. FBI wants witnesses to not talk about it until a trial."
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. But it would also just sort of echo in that the feds were like, "Don't share this with anybody." Is what I would assume that is. All right, I'm just trying to cover up to make sure we have the most up-to-date news for you as more things are trickling in. I don't see a live report, so if somebody has me, best way to get me is to DM it to me while we're live, and we can watch it together. Because I like to watch with you guys, so we can all watch the report and then react and then compare it to what else is going out there.
Is it on?
They're saying WTLA, but I don't see any. They're all like, "There's a live update in a minute," but I don't see that right now. They might just be going live, guys. I hung up. Because they go live all the time, and they offer good coverage. No dissing them, but a lot of times I try. It's a lot of repeating, which we all have to do because there's just not much new info. But if they're breaking new info, we will absolutely go over there if they've got something we got to report on. Real quick as we go through, Riley, have you so good because you're joining and you've been paying attention too? Is there anything else I missed that you've heard from this morning?
Not really. There's rumors going around that I haven't found anything to corroborate it, definitively say yes, this is true or not. That Brian apparently went with his parents, his mom, or just by himself to get a burner phone from the AT&T store in Northport, Florida. Ooh. At some point. I don't know if that is correct, though. So that is one rumor that's been going around.
We don't know if the store has confirmed that, or that would be obviously a big one to know what kind of burner phone he would have. You don't want to get caught buying your burner phone. That's for damn sure. Geez, that's an amateur move. Come on.
Especially imagine if his mom was with him.
Oh yeah, if there's some sort of camera. You go to an AT&T store, they're absolutely security cameras. You don't buy your burner phone at a store that has surveillance cameras. So I'm like, that's too dumb. But these guys are pretty dumb. So you don't know. Yeah, a lot of people are also they're on Team FBI. I see here when I was going back, they're not with you, Steph, on that one. Sure, they've bumbled some things, but they're definitely still.
I think the local police really fumbled a lot. First off, with not tailing Brian in the first place, and I'm sure the FBI is probably upset with them for that because they're having to now do a lot more work than they should have had to do. And the police too gave a conference September 16th. So Brian went missing the 14th. He hadn't been reported missing yet. They gave a announcement the 16th, and a reporter had asked him, "Do you know where Brian is right now?" And they said, "Yes, we know where he's at." When he had been on the run already. So
yeah, they've been caught lying numerous times is really what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it all.
The FBI though, I think they know a lot more. I think they know a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm disappointed. Obviously we want more information, but the reality is I think they know more than we know. And that's not necessarily, we got to let them do their job. They're not supposed to tell us. I want to get that chopper footage because I would like to see it. Somebody has the link forward to me because I would like to see them flying over that if we get it.
Brian Enton just tweeted, flew back over the campground again, still nothing.
Yeah, I had that on screen while we were up there. He's Brian's pretty on top of this all. I appreciate it. If you aren't following Brian, definitely.
I don't think he's ever slept.
I know. It's like
2 weeks.
He's like living there in the tent by the house. It's wild. So I mean, there's nobody else who's
Poor
more
guy.
on this. So I got to give him massive props. So credit to where it's due. Make sure you're subscribing, but that's why I like to follow a lot of the most important tipsters, because while we're live here trying to sort of do our community updates on stuff, you guys can get it. But it is, slowing down. I think that this campsite that we're obviously all reporting on, this is finally some new information, potentially seeing him more. This is clearly what everyone's gravitating by. And if you just are joining us, the report is that, yes, it is confirmed. Dog the Bounty Hunter was correct. They were camping at Fort DeSoto Park, and the campers who had the neighboring campsite did catch this photo where it does this. I mean, again, who knows? But were confirmed next to them, and this is a guy who sure does look like Brian in the campsite next to them walking around.
It looks like Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Everyone's joking about, like, where's Baldo? Where's Waldo? There he is. There's Sasquatch right
Baldo?
there.
Wow, that could be a whole book with proceeds going to the foundation.
Yes.
We should set a Where's Baldo's book. But yeah.
I would say, though, that the likelihood of that being Brian Laundrie, for me, is actually quite high. This is the first kind of picture that I'm seeing where I'm thinking, yeah, guys, there's something to this. I mean, someone that bears a real good resemblance to Brian Laundrie is walking towards the spot where the laundry camper van is. Yeah, to me, it would make sense here to reasonably deduce that that's Brian Laundrie. And out of every single photo that we've had so far in terms of Brian sightings, Brian watch, this is the first one where I'm like, yeah, I think there's something to this.
I think, guys, I see a lot of interesting tips, but I can't pivot from just a chat. If you want to send me a link, you can email it or DM it or send over your tips. I'm going to go over in fact, I want to go through some of these tips, but I was trying to get that footage over because, again, I don't know what you're saying in the chat if it's confirmed. But as we're on the quest for Where's Baldo, I think we need to coin that. Where's Baldo? He might still. There is a lot of talk about this still happening. Can I? Is it so he's live on television? I can open that up. Hold on. Let me get at my television. It's not going to let me.
So a lot of people too, real quick, about the whole reserve thing. We were all talking live on my live last night. People were saying, oh, well, buzzards will be circling if he was deceased at the reserve. And I said, not necessarily, because I know swamps very well. If there are alligators involved 4 days long, little by little, it would be underwater. So that's just another thing. And they got dive teams out there. So I don't know. We'll see about that.
Let me see if I
can... would the alligators get to him first? I'm not very familiar with your ecosystem.
They can get quite large, extremely large. I have been firsthand up close with one that is massive. They have no problem. Normally, the cause of death from that is drowning, but they come back for piece by piece, and not only that one alligator, many of them. So they could easily, over the 4 days that he had, if let's say he did go on the run, this is just one theory, I'm not saying I'm right, but let's say he did go on the run in the reserve and fell into some trouble, multiple alligators could easily have him disappear over 4 days.
So this is going to be a stupid question, but
no stupid questions.
It's in my head. For the dumb English lass over at this end of pond, if I went to Florida, is there an alligator on every corner or something? It seems like they're absolutely everywhere. Andy, when I come over, I need some alligator protection. Whatever you guys have over there.
No.
I don't want death by alligator.
If you go into the swamps, yes. If you walk around in swamps, you might stumble upon some.
Yeah.
But we don't go in the swamps. We walk around and they're scared of us. You know what I mean? As long as you...
I've gone swimming with them.
Oh my God, you're braver than I.
And you're alive? Wow.
Well, I had to drink a little bit before I did, but I did do that.
Okay, a little bit of liquid courage.
But it's the big ones you got to worry about, the big alpha ones.
So if they're in the swamps, Are alligators more populated around like these kinds of campsites that we're talking about right now? So the
I don't think that
DeSoto.
campsite, because that's very much like the Gulf. You know, I have seen videos of alligators being at the, but I don't think they'd be around the campsite
Okay.
or like anywhere along the coast.
Right. So if Brian is hiding out a lot among those islands in the Gulf, like around this DeSoto area, chances are that if he is not functioning anymore, let's put it that way. Again, we've got to be careful how we term things for YouTube. Not here anymore. Alligators won't get to him anyway because there's not really that many around.
What's up, fellow movie?
I don't think in that particular area, but
Okay.
I'm just hypothesizing if he did go on the run and try to go north. Like there's a lot of theories about the Appalachian Trail. If he tried to go north and get out of this area, he could run into a wild hog. He could run into not only just the alligators. There's venomous snakes, you know. But he has had however many days he has been gone now to make. And if he survived all of that, he has had however many days he's been gone now. He could be northern Georgia, South Carolina. He could be he could be very far if he's not in this campground area.
I'm curious, what is your gut? Because you've been following, and Riley's been following this case a lot. What is your gut on where he is?
So I went into the area of the reserve initially, right? And I assumed he didn't have a phone. So a lot of times when you trek, you use landmarks. And I did satellite imaging of the area. And if you go east, there's a particular river that you can follow north.
From Fort DeSoto?
No, by the Carlton Reserve, I mean.
Carlton Reserve.
That's before the campground came out. It's just one of my theories.
Oh, okay.
Because let's assume he doesn't have anything. Like, he might have a compass or something, but he's going to have to stay away from homes, stay away from the public, stay in the woods, stay hidden as much as possible. But he has to follow a landmark. And there's this river to the east of the reserve where it goes really pretty far north. And he could have followed that, you know, up a ways and to get out. I don't know. Who knows?
Does that river go across the Appalachian Trail at any point or go near
No,
it?
it just goes pretty far north. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it. It's gone towards what big city in Florida, but that's just one way he could have, you know, hey, at least if I go this way, I can go over here and follow this river up a ways and get, you know, out there. So I know he's not going to want to stay in Florida wilderness. He will not want to stay there. He cannot stay there long term and survive. It's too dangerous.
And a lot along this river, because I'm fascinated. Like in England, I think the only poisonous snake we've got is like the blackadder, and that's it. But we don't like have wild hogs and alligators and all that. So talking to someone where they're like, oh yeah, we've got all these animals that can kill you, it's quite fascinating to me in a way. But along this river trail, is it just as dangerous? Can he encounter those kinds of creatures as well?
I live in suburbs of Tampa, and yes, any swamp near me has gator. If we have a lot of lakes in Florida too. Like there's a city called Lando Lakes. Like there's just a lot of just lakes around, and yeah, gators are hiding in those lakes. They're hiding in the waters, and there's signs everywhere. Like, you know, don't go near the water. You have to be careful and be aware.
Yeah, Peace River. People are saying in the chat that's the river I was talking about. It's called Peace River. It goes up pretty north.
But to those who don't live in Florida, like Steph, like there's you could be careful. You just gotta be careful. It's not like you're gonna die. They're like dinosaurs around, but yeah, usually they scurry off. Like it's hard. You have to kind of go looking for them, or you have to be in their habitat. But in like the commercialized areas, they scurry away and go into they don't want to be near people. It's not like the Jaws or these movies where they're trying to kill you. Now, if they're hungry and you scare them, they may come out there, or sometimes they get lost out of their habitat and then suddenly they're in your neighborhood. But then you call like removal and they put them somewhere else. But it's not like you have to run away. I mean, yeah, if you see a croc, if they're running at you, then yeah, you got to do that. But I've never, in my many years of here, I've never had an alligator chase me, Steph. You'll be fine.
Thank you. Slightly more comfortable now coming over. But my questions are tending to really one thing, which is understanding the reality of Brian's situation on the run, because comes down to it, he ain't just on the run from the authorities and the public. Dude's on the run from wildlife as well. Like, he's really, like, he really needs to know what he's doing in terms of where to go and how to stay alive in
So
the
yeah,
wildlife. Like, this is nuts.
So Peace River was really the only kind of landmark that I assumed, you could really follow up a ways north.
Yeah, it goes a while.
It's something and that right there, the highway, it goes underneath. It's like under a bridge. So he could be hidden. And if you satellite image it, there's like no houses along this river. He could easily hide out going along this. Now it's kind of hard to follow when you do it, but if you want to switch back, that's fine too. But yeah, it's just trees all along it, bush.
Yeah, I mean, again, the world's so big. If you know how to do it or to go off the grid.
But I thought that was a very good landmark, the closest thing I could find to get him north as fast as possible.
How far up does that go?
What if he went east?
Right.
But some people think he's not. My mom actually were FaceTiming yesterday, and she watched your podcast and everything. And she totally thinks, someone's in on it. Someone in the family or something picked him up and drove him far away and is hiding him out. So
here's Northport.
Everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that too. She's not wrong. Here's Northport where the Laundries are, and then here's the reserve up here. So it is, this is a very big area. This whole state park, the River State Park. I mean, it could, but the reserve seems like a good place where you try to go. Why focus on that area out of all of this? There's so much green to focus on here in Florida, especially by this area. Why that area if there's not something more specific to look for? Is a very fair question. I can't find the chopper footage. People have been trying to send it to me. I've gone to I've looked everywhere. Oh, here we go. Someone get me a link finally. Is this? It's old footage. Oh, I see. They did it live, but this is as I read comments, you guys can see this is over DeSoto and the campsites. So while I'm reading your comments, thank you for the support. Here we have some footage to go through, but I just want to make sure I caught up. It's not a lot. Thank you guys who supported. Tammy Cat, even before we streamed, you sent a thank you so much. And then Cynthia, maybe they went camping so they could have open conversations unlike at home, or maybe their Alexa could be listening. I mean, just unplug the Alexa. But sure, I'm sure at that point, you never know what the feds are putting in listening devices. I don't trust them. I don't trust the government. Heck, your phones. But I bet you they brought their iPhones. They could have been listening no matter what. Shut the breaker off. No power. No Alexa. Trey Sky Ruin said. Mr. Paxonar, John Freeman Colt escaped a violent predator, was arrested yesterday in Wayne County, Utah, near Moab, where the murder of those couple happened. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to look more into that. But I'm still familiarizing myself with that case. But I know the family, the father of those girls, has been like, it's not Brian, but I still want to look into that. And then Crystal F., as shallow as some folks would rather talk to celeb, as shallow as it is, some folks would rather talk to a celeb rather than authorities. I think, referring to Dog, I assume. I think he has a much greater chance to get solid tips. It's probably true. And then Anonymous, again, you and your team are great. Can't wait to watch the Britney hearing with you. Could turn out to be a great day. We're all praying and hoping. But thank you so much, Anonymous. Anonymous doesn't want the credit. Anonymous just wants to send the support. That's a nice quality you have, Anonymous. So thank you so much for it. I mean, it means the world to me. Keep the comments coming. We'll be here for a little bit more, breaking all this down with you guys. But as we are now looking at this footage, this is a great shot, giving you guys a better idea of where it's big. It's one way in, and then there's all these sort of little areas and stuff to go. Do you think this is a good area to hide, chat and guests? Like, it seems like it, but if you're caught and then they're looking for you, I feel like you're kind of stuck being on an island. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be somewhere I can dip out and go with somewhere else. If they really are, and it doesn't seem like they're honing as much of a search here. They must not think it, because you would have more choppers and police presence here if they really thought this was a viable lead. Do you think this is a waste of time, guys? Go to you, Steph.
Steph, what do you think?
It's a cul-de-sac situation. It doesn't make sense that he'd be there anymore, because where can he go? There's nowhere else really that he can jump to other than between the little islands, which if that's the case, it would only be a matter of time before he's caught, because it's not that great of an area when it really comes down to it. So if he's just staying there, like I say, it's a cul-de-sac, he's cornered, there's nowhere else he can go. It would make more sense that he goes north or just away from that area, somewhere where he's able to maneuver north, south, east, west, and everywhere else in between, so that he isn't cornered. So he's got, I hate to say it like this, but he's got that freedom to go wherever he basically wants to go. Staying there is just a cul-de-sac. It wouldn't. It would do us favours because it would be easier to catch him, but it wouldn't do him any favours because it would be that easy to catch him if he was there. So that's kind of like my take on it. And just to kind of pivot a little bit from what Riley said earlier on, if her mother's watching even now, hello, Mrs. Lively. Just wanted to say hi. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
watching.
Hi, Mrs. Lively.
Now I have to send this to her for sure. She'll love it.
Hi, Mrs. Lively. Your daughter's
Hello.
awesome. She helped us expose a monster. We appreciate her. And
She's totally not into the whole social media stuff like that. But when I told her, kind of what it was about, she was like, I'm so proud of you. And I think, for doing the right thing. So
yeah, we got your back here. Safe space here. Anybody comes at my friends or guests, we block them. So thank you for what you did. What do you think though, Riley? Does this seem realistic to be in?
No, I initially thought there's no way. It's a horrible place to hide. But then yesterday I was like, okay, it is credible, right? Like they were there. But it didn't click in my mind that he was spotted after the fact as well by neighbors. So to even if he had left and then possibly gone back there, I would never in a million years pick that spot to hide from the police or the FBI. Never. That's just me though. Who knows what Brian, where he chose to hide, but I would never pick there. There's too many homes, too many people, too many tourists. To survive there, you got to think about it. Yes, he can eat plants, but at some point he's probably going to have to go dumpster diving or something.
Yep.
People have security cameras, especially over there. You have to kind of have some money to live over there. It is a very pricey location. They definitely probably have security cameras. I think he would have been spotted by now. What is that?
That is interesting.
Is that a photo shoot?
Yeah, FLA is apparently their live streams are on hold. They don't know, but we'll let you guys know what happens there. But people are telling me, yeah, they're planning to just go live. I think like they always do. So everybody keeps telling me there's an update. They're going live, guys. Probably doing a lot of story. If they break something, by all means, reach out and let us know. But there's not breaking news every time. But check whatever coverage you want. But thank you, whoever keeps alerting me. You don't have to keep. Who is this? Marina. Yeah, Marina, let us know if there's actually an update there or if they're just going live to say hello and say what we're saying. But Elizabeth Melker, thank you so much, Elizabeth. Again, I put the pinned comment. I have a vote because I'm curious if you guys think this footage we're watching from DeSoto, do you think this is where Brian could be? Is this a smart place where we would go? Yes or no? I want to see what you guys think in the community. And then I pinned the comment if you guys want to get a question on before we wrap up. We'll be here for a little bit more, and then I'm going to have to go prep for the Britney stream later. You can use the pinned comment to support the stream and ask your questions, and we'll ask them on air. Elizabeth, though, asks or says, I think the parents need to be arrested, too, because they're covering it all up, and just not by talking to the authorities makes them look really suspicious. Yes, Elizabeth, facts. Again, that's why anybody who's like, well, no, Brian's innocent until guilty, as I've said a million times, I'll keep saying it. Yeah, he's innocent yet of a crime because he has to be tried for that, but he's still guilty of leaving his fiance on the side of the road or wherever and not talking to the family. That's enough for me to call this guy a scumbag and guilty of that, of being a terrible, immoral person. Who does that? Why would these parents go on this trip to this campground while their son's fiance is missing, and her parents and correct me, right, Riley? She lived with them. This was pretty much their daughter who was living with them at the time, and she's not home. And they're like, let's go camping.
So apparently the neighbor said as well that, we know Gabby lived there for 2 years, that apparently for a long time, the house had been rented to somebody else, that they had moved in that house. I'm not sure what time. But when it comes to the parents getting in trouble with the law, you know, either if the parents did go help him get away or somebody else did, now that piques my curiosity, as if at that point he wasn't wanted, right? He was only a person of interest. So if somebody, even someone other than the parents, helped him escape, would they have technically been aiding and abetting? Because you have had to have been like a fugitive or wanted for that to stick.
Yep.
Right? So if someone did help him, could they get in trouble for that?
You hope so.
I hope so, but it just seems, because he wasn't technically wanted.
I was unfamiliar with this, but this was also news. It's breaking today. Looks like, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Robert Lowry has been found dead near Gabby. Apparently there was a missing hiker who's been out, in that same forest. So apparently, while they were searching, they did find out how long ago. Because of the enormous attention on Gabby Petito's case, helped locate the remains of a hiker who went missing in the same national forest where she's found. When was he missing? Rob was last seen walking on August 20th, carrying a black duffel bag, sleep tent. Search teams scoured the area for him, but it was only after
what trail was he last seen on?
Began to attract attention that they received crucial tips that led to his remains being located. Well, that's encouraging that people are already out there doing what the parents wanted. Teton County search located a body matching Mr. Lowry's description on Tuesday at the base of the Teton Pass, about 40 miles from where Miss Petito's body was found. Cause of death is under investigation. Widespread news. So this is going to make people go, ugh. This gives Brian, there's a killer on the loose, or it's Brian. We don't know any of that, guys. Let's not jump to conclusions. But go ahead, Riley. What are you thinking?
So I've searched a lot of the Brian and Gabby trails, and I've searched like what trails that they gone on and which trails they wanted to do. That it said on there, he was found at Black Canyon Trail, right?
Yep. Mr. Lowry's traveled to Houston on August 19th to explore.
Was he found on that trail, or is that where he's last seen?
He was.
That's about 40 miles from the campground.
Yeah,
so I pulled it up right now on my computer.
He was found at the base of Teton Pass, 40 miles from where Gabby was found. So I don't know where the Teton Pass is, but Riley is good with her maps.
And I looked at.
In a statement,
I want to see if that is anywhere where Gabby or Brian had been.
Mr. Lowry's family said the Teton County Sheriff's Office informed our family this afternoon that the search and rescue team located a body that fits the description of our son, Robert Bob Lowry, near Black Canyon Trail. Lowry, at this time, we especially want to thank Teton County Sheriffs for their work during this month. Bob has been a wonderful father, son, brother, and friend. Our family wants to thank the news media and others involved in the search for our privacy at this difficult time. Teton County Sheriffs told Dateline that coverage of Miss Petito's case directly led to new information about Lowry. What does that mean? Miss Petito's remains were located in the forest on September 19th after a nationwide search captured enormous interest. Social media are believed to have helped locate Miss Petito after video captured with the van life parked. We're going to get a lot of speculation here. This is going to fuel some videos for sure. It's just going to make me very angry because we don't know if this is at all connected. But it sounds like he was just another missing hiker, maybe hurt himself. I don't know. There's a million things that could have happened. So I wish they would have given us cause of death on him. You know, why keep us in the mystery on this one too? Is this, guys in the chat? It seems so weird. Usually, people are more quick to just sort of tell us cause of death on these things, but we're getting held out now on another case. Maybe because they just found him. Today is Tuesday. No, today's Wednesday. They've had a day. What, Steph? Do you have any thoughts on this one? Does this raise any red flags? Should we be worried, or is this sort of we found him thanks to the help of everybody already looking for Gabby?
Everyone, calm your tits down. All right. Let's look at this logically, okay? This park is a big ass place,
yes,
from what I can gather. All right, there's a butt ton of people that visit it. Okay, this could have no link to the Gabby case whatsoever, and this whole thing about Robert Lowry was found because of the direct situation, the Gabby Petito case, could just literally mean the amount of square footage that the FBI and the authorities were scouring in this area, they could have just, by fluke, by accident, found Robert Laundrie as a result.
We are learning more about a trip Brian Laundrie's
Think about it.
parents
They
took
were
recently to
covering
Fort
a
DeSoto
lot
Park
of
in
area,
Pinellas
guys,
County.
to try and
According-
find
Hold up.
Brian and whatnot, that they could have just inadvertently, without intent, let's say, found Robert Laundrie as well. So until we get more information about Robert Laundrie and what happened, if we do, I would say just calm your tits a little bit. And
Well, do you want
let's
do you want me
wait.
to do you want me to really blow up the internet right now, Steph, with the breaking news that's coming in right now?
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Oh God, the chat's gonna go crazy for this one. You ready,
Uh-oh.
Steph?
I'm not ready, but go on.
Dog the bounty hunter says he's closing in on Brian Laundrie. Sources with
Yeah!
direct knowledge. Now this is from TMZ, so take that as you will, because they're monsters who will fake shit like crazy. So TMZ is now saying sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Dog is rolling to a remote site where he says Laundrie is hiding. Dog says he'll be at the site in less than an hour. We're told Dog had obtained information that leads him to believe Laundrie was alive and moving around as of 10 p.m. on
Ooh.
Tuesday.
Now that's
Jesus.
very specific.
Very specific, guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to report it because I hate TMZ and everything, but we might have breaking news today.
Maybe somebody had a security camera footage and caught something.
I mean, guys, if Dog the Bounty Hunter beats the FBI in this I will be the first to just stand up,
I swear, me
applaud,
too.
and bow down to this man and apologize. I mean, this will give him so much. It will cement him. Any ill will he's had or mistakes he's made, he is going to become a
Yeah.
national hero if this proves true. However, let's calm down. This is TMZ reporting about
Right.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
And Inside Edition reported that the boat video was, credible and all that. So we don't.
Correct. Correct. So take this with a
Wow.
grain of salt, as they say.
Right.
But I've doubted a Dog in the past. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Dog says his latest
That's
information, 12 hours old, is that Laundrie is alive and evading capture. Dog is working with a team that includes skilled ground and boat crews. Obviously, we cannot confirm his location or whether he's even alive, but we're just reporting what the Dog is saying. We obviously will update Dog once Dog gets to the location. So, yeah, guys, we'll be live covering Britney, but if we have a breaking news where he's found, I will obviously take a moment to do that breaking news.
I hope they
massive.
find him soon.
But yeah, we will obviously keep you updated. I will be live today covering that event, but if this happens, we will be, of course, taking a moment. We may have a lot of breaking news today, Steph. This is going to be a very busy day if Dog's telling the truth. But now, look, you know what's interesting about this is Dog's putting his name on the line. And I got to be honest, he's just earned a lot of props and credit already, right? I don't understand why he would do this if he wasn't serious, because they seem to be smart guys. They seem to be good at marketing and everything they do. They're taking this seriously now. They're showing up to places. Why would you tip off? I mean, why would you tip someone off unless you felt very confident about what you're about to go to? Do you know what I mean, Steph and Riley? He doesn't seem that dumb, guys. So to announce this,
I'm lenient, just because if it is a sighting or like the trail cam footage, right? That was debunked, and
Right.
a lot of people believed it. There could be something where maybe Dog believes it could be him, and it's not him. Trust me. Whoever catches him, I hope someone catches him. Whoever it is, I hope they catch him. This would be great if they catch him today. If not, then they just keep
I think I got to record. Do we record this, Steph, or do we wait? This is pretty big information that people should be alerted of.
Record it.
All right, let's do it. This is now breaking. I'm taking this more seriously now. I can't believe it, but let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to clip this because I want people to know Dog's serious.
It
and we
could
may know.
also just be, a little bit of clickbait. We don't know.
Well, that's
But,
what I want to discuss.
If he's releasing something, he seems to be, confident in it.
I have to fix my typo there. I want to say because this is at the end of our stream here. I want to make sure we get this word out because this is pretty crazy news. All right, here we go. 3. Guys, we're still live. but I'm
Before
just
you do
taping this.
anything, just redo your breaking.
Did I spell it wrong?
There we go.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's
you're
up
on
now.
a delay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's fixed.
I'm
now.
on a
Thank
delay.
you.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Let's see. 3, 2. Hey everybody, Andy here from Popcorn Planet. We are live, and I guess I'm going to be eating crow on Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm here with Steph and Riley. So glad to have them both. We were live, and I'm seeing a report. Now, granted, this is coming from TMZ, which is an atrocious outlet. This could be nonsense. Take this with a grain of salt, but we were starting this conversation, and I realized I want you guys to know Dog the Bounty Hunter allegedly is closing in on Brian Laundrie. He is now saying sources tell TMZ. TMZ sucks, but sometimes they get tipped off, and it seems weird to me Dog would have tipped this off unless there was something legit here. And Dog is apparently rolling to a remote site where he says Laundrie is hiding. Dog says he'll be at the site in less than an hour. We're told Dog had obtained information that leads to him to believe Laundrie was alive and moving around as of 10 p.m. on Tuesday, as in last night. Dog says his latest information, 12 hours old, is that Laundrie is alive and evading capture. Dog is working with a team that includes skilled ground and boat crews. I hate to give TMZ any attention here, but the reason I'm sharing this is because, one, it's going to be so amazing if Dog the Bounty Hunter becomes a national hero, grabbing Laundrie and bringing him out to the feds. I will be the first to celebrate, stand, and apologize, and give all respect to Dog the Bounty Hunter, because I know I've said some silly things, but he's starting to seem to prove me wrong. Now, I wanted to make this video because let's pause. Let's see what he finds. Let's see what the information is. As we were talking earlier with Riley Lively's here. Thank you, Riley, for being here. Steph, the Alter Nerd. As we were talking earlier, it does seem, and this is no disrespect to Dog, as we were saying earlier, the FBI gets a lot of tips, but they can't share these tips publicly. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter, he doesn't have that same problem, right? Whatever tips he's getting, he's able to share. So he may be on sort of a delay of what the FBI sort of already knew or checked, which is still going to be hot leads and be so salivating for all of us, where perhaps he's about to find another sort of thing like the DeSoto campsite, where it's now going to be 2 in a row, where he's like, yep, this is where Brian was, because I'm sure there's a lot of witnesses out there who are frustrated at the lack of transparency and like, did you get my tip? Did you say it? What's going on? They're probably tipping off Dog too, to sort of give him these leads. So, or maybe he's got some new lead and no one knows. So what's really interesting here, though, for me...
Someone's commenting, a source close to Dog reported this, not directly from Dog.
Well, no, but Dog, Lissa is on there. There.
You're right.
Dog's daughter is,
Apologies.
just to echo, we update, he is on the hunt. This is what she tweeted about 50 minutes ago. Dad has a team on the scene, including local law enforcement. Refreshing to make sure we're up to date for you guys. But this is her daughter. He is on the hunt. So again, confirming what's happening. Now, this could have been a good marketing play for them to get in there. But here's where I'm going to give Dog some credit. He's earning a lot of credit back from people right now. He's out there doing the job. I was a critic, a skeptic, right? Why would you put your name on the line like this and potentially look like it was a big nothing burger and tip it off, et cetera, instead of just showing up to make sure first? You know what I mean? Why tip off TMZ unless you were uber confident that something's there? Now, I'm not saying this is, Brian's found and alive and he's there, but it seems to me like this is Dog's clearly sniffing and on the right track. And now, Steph, I got to go to you first because you were a big Dog fan. You were mad that I was being critical of him. I imagine this is getting you excited. Do you believe that he's onto something here?
Hell yeah. Team Dog. He's not going to put his name on the line and say false information to the public that's going to make him look like an idiot if it turns out to be rubbish. He's only going to put out stuff to the media that he is at least 99.9% freaking like confident about in that regard. So with that being said, he's literally, guys, let's think about it this way. He's literally just now 12 hours behind Brian Laundrie. The gap is closing. The Dog is on the hunt. Team Dog. Dude is screwed for sure. Brian Laundrie, you won't know what's hit you when you are in the presence of the Dog. When you are in the presence, bow down, and then you'll be like, cuff me. And that's it. Done.
And
Dusted.
As you pointed rightly and corrected me, and I look, when you're wrong, you got to stand corrected, guys. And I'm a man who will always correct myself if I'm wrong. He was a real bounty hunter and still is a real bounty hunter. Yes, he's a reality star. I've critiqued him for that. I thought he was doing a little bit of a PR stunt, but now I've seen him. He's actually seen me put some work in. He's revealing some information for us. It doesn't seem like the FBI doesn't like it. The Laundries definitely don't like it. The Laundries are calling him out, saying he's full of crap, which makes me think he's telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like, the more the Laundries and the Laundries attorneys call out Dog, the more I'm like, I think he's onto something. In fact, this was a text from Dog's the Laundrie's lawyer, Stephen, whatever, Batal, I forget his name, Stephen B. That dog doesn't know what he's talking about. The Laundries had reservations at the campground for September 1 to 3rd. They canceled those reservations and did not go to that park during that weekend, although that dog says they did. They did go to that campground September 6th and 7th as a family. They all left together, despite the claims of others. The following weekend, Chris, Roberta, and Brian went to the other places on 2 different dates, and the FBI is aware of this, so Brian obviously returned home after camping, and that what the dog is spewing is nothing but baloney. Now, he may know what the other site is, right? That's the reality. And if you don't know what we're talking about in this video, there's a campground that's been confirmed that we reported out previously, and there's now potential photos of Brian there at that campground with the neighboring campground taking them. But this idea of another campsite or other visits, maybe he stumbled upon another one, is really what this is about. Either way, it sounds like Dog's about to give us even more intel because Dog's on the trail, and Dog, this is what he does for a living. So something's up. Riley, what do you think of this? I know you're following this closely. You want to be respectful of everybody in the family, but do you think Dog potentially is doing some good here?
Well, it says he has, what did it say about something about 10 p.m. Tuesday? It was very specific.
Yes.
It said
that he was alive.
He's obtained information that leads him to believe Laundrie was alive and moving around as of 10 p.m. Tuesday. That is very specific. That is, like, I believe maybe security camera footage or something of that nature. Also, I don't think, does it put a location? Because this could be a completely different location than the campground that he's been focusing in on. Does it say in the article?
He does not say. They're going there is what they're saying here. So that's even more telling of, like, he's not telling you where he's going. He's just going to show up.
He'll be at the site. Okay, well, what site? So
exactly.
Could be
there's still a lot
somewhere.
There's a lot to here to figure out, but he's clearly teasing us, as you know, good marketers and entertainers do. And you know, he knows what he needs to do here because he's building credibility. He's trying to get Brian sweating. He's telling it to the press so Brian or anybody else or the Laundries know that Brian should be sweating. This is all very clever what he's doing. I got to give him props. And if he comes out with another big tidbit, whether the FBI already knew or not, it doesn't matter. It's only going to build the credibility for Dog. It's going to bring more tips in, and that's going to get us closer. Now, but again, thank you, right? Because you're right. Specific. The latest information, 12 hours old, says Laundrie is alive and evading capture.
Learning more about a trip Brian Laundrie's parents
it's
took
kind of
recently.
it's kind of wild. It's kind of I'm rooting for Dog. I'm now rooting for Dog the Bounty Hunter to track down this awful person and see what happens. But that's the latest news we have for you guys. We'll continue to speculate and talk more about what this can mean, and obviously we will break this as it happens. We are going to be live today, most of the afternoon, covering the Britney Spears trial. It's a big day for Britney, but I will, if something happens, we obviously will clip and do a quick breaking news if they find Brian Laundrie. Otherwise, if anything, as long as it's not that massive, we will cover it at some point later. But tune into our stream tonight while we follow this hearing and hopefully get Britney her freedom. Lots coming. This could be a very big, important day, so stay tuned here on Popcorn Planet. In fact, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that alert, the bell for all alerts, so you can get notified. Smash the like button right now if you can while you're watching, and leave a comment to help the engagement. We will be back with more coverage of this. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. I just wanted to get this breaking Dog the Bounty Hunter news up. Stay tuned. Will Dog do it? Let us know in your comments down below. We'll see. Whoo, Dog, man. Damn.
Team Dog. Team Dog.
He's very, very confident, but also there was a lot of confidence in other leads as well. So, you know, if it does turn out to be a dead end, then I'm sure he'll keep looking and keep searching, and so will everyone else. And, you know, he can't hide forever.
He can't. It's true. He can't hide forever.
No.
But my goodness, Dog dog stepping up and putting everything on the line. I gotta give this guy props. Now, we pivoted? But were there any other final thoughts on this one? Again,
yeah, I found it on the maps, that trail and that kind of location, and I had studied a lot. This is when I was trying to actually find Gabby and hopefully bring her home safe if she was lost. I tracked their movements a lot around this.
Oh, we lost her audio. She froze. Riley, we can't hear you.
Riley, come back, hon.
Hold on. Let me put her in the waiting room and then bring her back in. Sometimes that works. As we find this out. She's showing her audio, but I'm curious at this because I don't want to it doesn't, I mean, they're saying thanks to Gabby, they found it, but by leaving out cause of death and a lot of other information, it's going to make a lot of people speculate or make YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't want to make sure we do. But this is good news for the family. It's sad news, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least there's some closure here, and I'm sure they're getting more information than we are. And it's good to hear that the Laundries, Gabby's, awful miss up. Gabby's family is getting what they wanted, which is to try and help others find some, positivity and closure on these cases. So if that's the case, that's great. 50 miles apart. But was he murdered? Did he have a hiking accident, a heart attack? There could be a million, and then there's a million reasons why on these far trails why it's sometimes hard to find somebody. It doesn't always mean someone was murdered and dropped in the woods. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. Real quick, before we did have this footage playing a lot, and do I still have it open? Here it is. This footage was up a lot, and I want to close the poll. Do we think Brian is here? Was the poll I put out there, and the answers are in. The results are in. 71% of you. We got a lot of votes on this. 71% of you, over 2,000 votes, think Brian Laundrie is here in Fort DeSoto still. Is that because of Dog the Bounty Hunter? I'm confused. But either way, a lot of people are feeling very confident that he's here in Fort DeSoto. Wow. Does that surprise you, Steph? 71% saying that he's there?
It does. I think what you want to think, that's absolutely fair play, but that surprises me that so many people still think that he's there. Just from a strategic point of view, I can't see it, guys. I can't see him being there. But yeah, fair enough. Chat has spoken. Majority of you guys think he's still there. Might make it easier for Dog to catch him. That'll do for me.
Yeah, it's wild. Riley, I don't know if you heard that. 71% think that he's in DeSoto Park of our chat. 2,000 votes. That's pretty surprised me. But hey, that's why I want to ask. So a lot of them think that's a good area.
Sorry, I lost y'all. We had a hurricane not too long ago, Category 4. So sometimes we still have issues with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So
you were talking about this other trail. Do you think it was nearby?
Yeah. So where he was found, it doesn't appear. I've studied these maps up, down, left, right, sideways, all around. It looks to be west of Jackson, and if anyone has their own phone, south of Moose, south of the highway, where he was. To my knowledge, Brian and Gabby were never in that area whatsoever, never around there at all. So it could just be a coincidence that he was discovered, But yeah, it is 40 miles away, but that's still kind of a distance,
Right. I'm trying to find. Yeah, if there's any other information on this, is because I want to not put it out there without some sort of a confirmation. But it looks like we don't know why he's dead, so I don't want to make any.
It does seem there's like a bridge over a river and some steep areas. So, and there are bears and wildlife. I don't know what happened to him. But I was looking at images of the trail there and all of that.
Let's not speculate too much on it until we know for sure what the cause is. But
exactly.
let's try and look at it as a positive, and that the family is at least happy to have closure here and what's found. And it seems Gabby's fans and everybody who's out there sort of getting into these is now doing what Gabby's father requested, and this foundation hopefully will assist with, is helping other parents and other loved ones be found. So this is good news in a bad, tragic way. If more is connected, we will put it there. But again, the big breaking news: Dog the Bounty Hunter closing in. Beware of the dog closing in on Brian. So I'm still kind of in shock. I'm on the edge. He's making me want to tune in to the next episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter. You know what I mean? Is that what this is?
Okay, I've actually used to work for a reality TV show.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That is, and then people are like, "Oh, well, Dog the Bounty Hunter is credible because he actually arrests criminals." So was the one I worked for, was extremely credible. There are still things behind the scenes that shocked me. So there are some things that are definitely staged, but regardless of if he's going to hype this up or use it in any way, if he does find Brian Laundrie, he by all means should hype himself up for that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's weird for him to tease it like he's doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only one where it's like, can you just show up and get the evidence? But he is definitely making it it's marketing. He's totally marketing himself and using
it's for sure marketing. I know that.
If it's real and it works, I guess he's allowed, right? How can we judge?
Yeah.
Because it's going to get people to tune in and be aware. Sorry, I keep getting this thing clicked.
But I would say at the same time, guys, that yes, is it marketing to a certain extent? Yes, it is. But then people are screaming out for updates on what's going on. So where the FBI can, in regards to their tips and what's going on with their search specifically for Brian, Dog the Bounty Hunter, he's not restrained by those rules.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to give, more information to the public in terms of his search for Brian Laundrie, the tips that he's getting in, and provide more specific information about how at least his search is going for with Brian Laundrie. And again, it's going back to the fact that before he was a reality star, he did this for decades before he even had his show. So yeah, is it part of it marketing? Yes, but I don't think it's all marketing. Dog the Bounty Hunter is aware of the intense media and public scrutiny and interest in this case. So in a way, he's just kind of like giving us what we want as well.
Right. I mean, we're all marketing itself in a little bit, but it's all in marketing the awareness, right? And I think he is doing good on getting the awareness and sort of getting people excited to find Brian, right? And keep this will also encourage more tips to come in. So yeah, I can't fault him, and I was trying to make sure we're covering this from all angles. But I can't fault the way he's doing this. We'll see what the tip is. We'll see what the thing is, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt this time that hopefully he's delivering on this. Last time
apparently his tip lines have been busy, according to people. They can't get through. So if he can, cycle through however many tips that they've gotten to find one that he specifically said 10 p.m. Tuesday, that's kind of, I think.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see. I will get my popcorn ready and see what happens.
Yeah, there's a lot to figure out here. But I have trouble. If you asked me a week, last time, Steph, I would have said no. This guy's a reality star. He doesn't know what he's doing. But with someone who's so good at this job that he does, his real job, and getting people over there, people to click and follow him. The biggest thing to me is, why would you risk the reputation hit right now if you didn't have something to deliver? We'll see. We are going to be very quick to watch, but stay tuned as we follow. And here she is. I keep refreshing as we're there. He's on the hunt, and they're not telling us where. They know what they're doing. And what's interesting about this is I do think the Laundries are watching. The Laundries are, whether they're watching the news on TV or streams, they are for sure watching this. And even if this amounts to nothing, I kind of love that they're like, where's he going? Do you think he's going where we think? He's not going there, right? I love that. You know what I'm saying, Steph? So if Dog is of any way causing the Laundries and Brian stress, bring it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a showmanship to him that it's like, that's the point of a bounty hunter, right? Like, you want to fear him, you want to question everything, you don't want to just play all your cards right away. And I think in a way, what Dog's doing here is pretty brilliant. See, I've turned. Are you excited, Steph? I've turned. Team Dog. What do you guys?
Team Dog.
What do you guys think in the chat? Send over your thoughts. Here we go. Debbie became a member. Thank you, Debbie, for becoming a member. Memberships always help us. I appreciate you guys who've joined. Thank you so much, Debbie. Team Worm. I would be very ironic if a would-be social media celebrity wanted in connection with a homicide is ultimately collared by Dog, the bounty hunter. Hey, look, I'm not here to judge the man in his past. I don't even know enough, but we don't cancel people here. If he does something good here, and that's hopefully he's learning his lessons. If he did some wrong in the past, let's let him do some good because he knows how to do a job. Jolene. Also, everyone, I'll be back at 3. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Oh, Jolene, good to see you. Go Dog!
Hi, Jolene.
Jolene, we'll see you for the Free Britney rally at 3. Yeah, big news here. I'm still in shock. Steph, Riley, anything else to add before we wind down today's show? If you have any final thoughts or questions you want to add in, support, you can send them over. But I'll go back around. Steph, you want to go first? Anything you want to add?
I'm just really happy that Dog is still on the hunt, that he's using all of his experience, expertise, and skills, and years of practical knowledge to close in on Brian. We may not be looking at weeks now, we may be looking at days potentially where Brian is captured, but it's just one small step closer now to getting Brian and ultimately getting justice for Gabby. And that, he's only 12 hours behind based on that article that we're reading here, albeit from TMZ, guys. You know, let's keep it real here a little bit.
It's the worst day to give them that, but yeah, let's follow a channel who's reading TMZ for you.
yeah, there you go. But this is good news, positive news. We build on this further so that we get even more positive news from Dog. And anyone out there that thought, reality star coming in just to try and, manipulate, take advantage of the situation for their own ends. No, Dog's not doing that, guys. He is literally putting, in a way, his money where his mouth is. He's really going down into it, and he's working on it, and he's putting in the graft at the moment. I'm so Team Dog. I really do hope that he catches him, because he will be, I don't even think he'll be a national hero in America, but I think he'll just be an internet hero at that point. Dude is going to get so much props if he catches him. But yeah,
for sure.
That's my stream of consciousness. Have fun with that.
Riley, final thoughts?
I totally thought it was for publicity initially, when it broke all over Twitter and the internet. He's knocking on the door, and I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to answer. Like, why would you do that? And people are like, oh, well, he didn't have his cameras. I'm like, the cameras could be in the car. So, and the fact that I did work for one reality show. And so, but he's proven himself to actually be committed, working, really doing this. And so, hey, if he can find him, I'll be so happy. If this lead is a dead end, then I'm sure he'll keep on looking, and I think that's awesome.
Right. The truth is, even if as long as there's something here, hopefully something that it won't help. But I think it's true. He, as long as he's another one, but he's getting us all intrigued and interested. So good on Dog. Good on Dog to get the word out. We are going to get the word out and keep getting the word out. Allison, thank you, Allison. Less than 3. Oh, thank you. It's traveling. I appreciate that. And then Melissa Jones says, click what Dog is saying on the TMZ article. Oh, is there a video? What Dog is saying.
Oh, there, right at the end.
Here? Oh.
Go down. There we go. What Dog is saying.
Oh, no, it's from the old one, I think. We already covered that.
No, you have to click back, and it was just that little text.
Brian Laundrie's parents took recently to Fort DeSoto.
Hold on. Update. According to sources, there's possible evidence that Brian's parents were at campsite 2 reservation. That's old news. Yeah.
No,
isn't it? Yeah, that's last night's news.
Click back, go to previously, there, right there at the bottom. Don't click anything at the bottom, just read the text at the bottom. Obviously, we cannot confirm Laundrie's location or whether he's even alive.
but we're reporting on what dog is. They're just doing a backlink on what dogs previously said. Is what this is all SEO tricks.
Is it a backlink to a previous
It's a backlink, so
article?
you get so they promote their other article.
Okay.
I don't think that's confirming anything. We'll know more. We'll know when Lissa updates us. But there's a team on the scene. Update. He's on the hunt. So stay tuned, guys. Dogs on it. And thank you, everybody who supported. We'll be back live again. I just wanted to give you a shorter morning stream, but hopefully we'll keep seeing here at least Monday through Thursdays, doing either the morning roundup of the stories. Obviously, the Gabby case, the hunt for Brian, but also tipping you in some other stuff as we go. So I appreciate all you guys who have found us and do it. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It really does help to build this community. And I love all you guys who are joining and supporting us. Smash the like button and leave a comment down below as you watch this on the replays. And if you really want to support, super support, hitting the join helps any creators you are watching a lot of to keep the content coming for you. That's how it works. So think of it that way. Really grateful to Riley Lively being back. Always good to have you, Riley. I love your insight. Come on back anytime.
No,
Anything else to plug or add? Check her out on TikTok at Riley Lively.
Nothing. I just hope he's found. I hope, my followers, everyone's been saying, where's Baldo? I hope he is found very soon and brought to justice for Gabby and Gabby's family. And, my heart completely goes out to them all the time. So I really hope he's found soon.
And I love that you reminded me hashtag Where's Baldo. Let's coin it. There it is. Today on Where's Baldo. If anybody watching wants to make me a Where's Baldo book cover that we can put on here as our opening graphic with Brian looking stupid, by all means, someone reach out and help me hook me up. Let's make Where's Baldo a thing. But awesome to hear Steph the Alter Nerd. Go subscribe to Steph the Alter Nerd on YouTube. Oh wait, let me get it up, Steph. As you plug quickly. Anything else they can look forward to on your channel?
So within the next hour, once I've had some tea, guys, and get some food in my belly, I will be going live to look at updating our timeline. So there's a lot to update. In our last stream, I took a lot of suggestions for you guys. I vetted them all, so you'll see the updated version of our timeline. I'll also release the link, so you have access to that timeline as well, so you can view it and whatnot. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe and turn those notification bell on, so you know when I go live with that, and when I release a video as well. So
I'm not subscribed for Movie World. There you go. You got another subscribe.
Yay!
Hit the bell for all alerts. See how that works? Well, awesome on all the channels you got here, and Riley Lively over on TikTok. So grateful to have you guys here on the mornings. We'll keep it coming. Please come back again. We'll be live again. I hope to see you all. We're just going to take a quick break. I'm going to prep some things. We'll be back covering Britney. And yes, if Dog does some breaking news, I will pause for a moment to share, because I know a lot of you are going to want to know that. But I want to try and keep it on Britney, so please make sure it's breaking. And we will be staying tuned with more information all throughout the day. But celebrate Britney. Let's all send good thoughts her way today as well, because we're hoping Jamie Spears, her awful father, who has just done the most atrocious things to her, is finally officially removed. There's a method for all the madness. We have attorney Christopher Melcher live in downtown Los Angeles reporting there live. If you're going to be there live, find us. We will be reporting for you. So excited to talk about that and talk with a lot of you and celebrate Britney Spears this afternoon. So let's do some positivity and hopefulness that the good comes. Appreciate all you guys. We'll catch you guys at 3 Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. Enjoy your days. Talk soon, everybody. Bye.
Ladies, everyone.